Wes, ha, min friend, and welcome to yet another video. I have received some requests lately in the comments under my videos and in private messages as well concerning me and Tolkien, and even though I have addressed this matter a couple of times already, I believe it is only appropriate to, well, repeat it and say it again for those followers of mine who might have joined my channel, subscribed to my channel lately, and don't know my full story and why I am doing what I'm doing, and that is, well, very simply said, ranting on the internet about fantasy. So first, let me welcome those subscribers who have joined lately. Welcome to European Lore channel, as I always say, of a humble European fella who likes to rant about fantasy on the internet and who has devoted his entire personal and academic life to the finer things, to the greats of the fantasy genre of the 20th century and Old English literature and language. And that is why, from a huge part, my channel is devoted to defending these great works of art against such vile creatures as the showrunners from Amazon and others. So why am I saying that very often at the beginning of my videos? Well, because I come from an academic background. Some of you might know, some of you might not know that. I was very much influenced by Tolkien in this way. Now, I read The Hobbit when I was 8 for the first time, and a year before that, I had read the graphic novel adaptation that was adapted into the graphic novel format by Chuck Dixon. If you are interested, there is a review of that said graphic novel on my channel, and also an interview with the man who adapted The Hobbit into the graphic novel format. Chuck Dixon, a very famous and prolific writer who not only adapted, as I said, The Hobbit, but also he wrote for basically every comic book publisher you can possibly imagine. He is very well known for being one of the co-creators, the two co-creators of, Bane, the villain of the Batman character. He co-created the character along with Graham Nolan. So then, year after that, I read The Hobbit, and then, of course, The Lord of the Rings, and when I was a teenager, I tried to read The Silmarillion, and then I read it again, of course. And as many of us know, when you try to read The Silmarillion when you are very young, you find out that, I need a couple of more years to fully comprehend and appreciate The Silmarillion. And but I've also been interested and fascinated by languages, all sorts of different languages and their history, and history in general, and fantasy in general. And all this led into me studying linguistics and literature, philology at university. And there was a teacher, there was a professor who was interested in Old English literature, and he taught the basics of the Old English poetry, and I became so fascinated in the matter at hand that I started reading each and every single text that was translated into Czech or modern English. And of course, the more I was reading Tolkien and fantasy, and the more I was interested in the professor Tolkien, the more I found out how much connected it all is. And that he himself was a master philologist, and that he taught Old English at Oxford, and that he knew many languages and their historical forms, and that he translated Beowulf into modern English, and that he was interested, and he translated Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And I read all these books, and I self-learned or self-taught myself Old English, or at least one of the dialects. And then I wrote my bachelor's thesis on the use of runes in Tolkien's books, and my master's I wrote on the use of the alliterative verse in the works of Tolkien and other fantasy authors of the 20th century. And then I studied for my PhD, and in the middle of my PhD studies, I was forced to leave university for holding conservative opinions and for focusing on Old English literature, which at the time already was not very popular at my university, and I was not given the chance to get enough credits to finish my PhD studies, and they were very open about the fact that they don't want me there because I'm a white dude who likes conservative things and old-fashioned stories. But you know what it is. You know how it goes today. And of course, as far as Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings, it is one of those things that have helped me stay sane throughout the years, whatever problem I encountered, whatever unease I found myself in. There was always the books, there was always the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, and all the Tolkien's texts that I could venture into. But I'm also a very much versatile man as far as my hobbies go and the things I'm interested in. There are thousands of things that I enjoy. For example, I'm a huge fan of the American comic books, and that was one of those things that I also focused on at my university years, and the history of the American comic book. And also, of course, even there, I disputed a little bit with my professors for example, when I said, yeah, things like mouse are extremely overrated. I mean, there were professors who agreed with me, but of course they were forced to leave a year or two before me, so I was really the last one sane who left the establishment. But I remember vividly having a little bit of fight and an academic discussion, let us say, with one of my professors over the Mouse graphic novel and why it is so overrated and why the topic has been over-discussed and milked until, as I always say, the udder got completely dried. Now, I do appreciate the significance of the Mouse graphic novel and the fact that it might have been, or it is, written and drawn decently. I'm just saying that it's overrated. Oh, bloody hell, I consider William Shakespeare to be overrated. And then, of course, when I was forced to leave university, Tolkien and Old English literature and all that I had loved before, it helped me, well, keep my mind sane, and it helped me continue in what I was so fascinated by. I didn't give it up. I've published some books since then on the matter in Czech. And for a time I wrote reviews on one of the, it's kind of smaller Czech website, but it went nowhere. It really didn't lead anywhere because all the new comic books that are being published today and translated into Czech and even not translated, it's all crap. And all my reviews were negative, and I just got bored by reading bad comics. So I gave it up. I did a channel. I had a channel called Psycho Seb. It's still there out there on the internets. And I think that I will resurrect it once and make it my comic book-oriented channel very soon. But it didn't really have many subscribers or followers because people are not really interested in comic books today. I mean, actual comic books. I'm not talking about the film adaptations or MCU. And then I said to myself, all right, so let's try making a channel focusing on something that I truly understand and love. And that is, of course, fantasy and Professor Tolkien. And I might try to defend Professor's legacy and all the other writers and authors that I love and that are being dumped crapped upon by huge corporations like Amazon. And that's the story. The rest, as they call, is history. I have left out many things, but that's like the gist of it all and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I want to thank you all, my dear friends. As of making of this video, I've almost 11,000 subscribers. I had never thought I would reach that number. I had never thought I would have 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. So this video is dedicated to you, my dear friends, my dear followers. And let us move on. Let us build this channel. Let us make it better. And let us grow. So if you are interested, just, you can like it or not. You can comment upon the video or not. You can share it or not. And all those things that all the other YouTubers saying, you know the drill. Hit the like button, or that notification bell, or whatever they say. Subscribe, yada yada. But that will be all. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what your history with Professor Tolkien is. I would be very much interested in that. And thank you. Namaria.